Hello and thank you for joining us. This video is brought to you by the StreamingAdvisor.com. Tailor your entertainment with streaming. Today we're taking a look at the VidOn Box by VidOn.me. VidOn is a service that is kind of like Plex, if you're familiar with Plex. What it does is helps you save digital files onto servers that you can then access through mobile apps and things like that. So the company has put out this set-top box that you would expect to do the same thing. It also comes loaded with XBMC, the Google Play Store, and a couple of these apps here ahead of time. And what it does is, you notice Pinterest here, it has an arrow. This isn't actually on the system right now, but if you say OK, it will kind of load it almost like it's queued up. I don't even have a Pinterest account, but I was just letting you see how that works. But in general, this is an easy to navigate system. It's actually one of the best things about it. My overall, I think the pros of this are I think it has nice sized icons that are easy to see on a TV. It has quick access to some vital functions, accessing media here, and a very easy to follow settings menu. And it's quick navigation overall. It's the box itself is $69, and with that you get a solid version of XBMC. It starts off in Gotham. They haven't updated Helix yet. But what you get here is the VidOn XBMC Pro. XBMC Pro for VidOn, what that does is that it's going to let you access Blu-ray menus instead of just movies. If you have your Blu-rays burned in, ripped, you can access them through this and then actually go to the menus and extras and things like that. What VidOn does is they provide you with a PIN number for a 1-year subscription to their VidOn Pro service. So when you buy the box, you get that added in. Otherwise, if you download VidOn Pro for something else, you don't get that free year subscription. So those are some positives. I haven't actually had a chance to test the Blu-ray menu, unfortunately, because I don't have the capability to burn a Blu-ray into a server. But this is otherwise a standard version of XBMC that even without any sort of a VidOn Pro membership, you could use it. People ask all the time, well, once my year runs out, what then? So, let's explore this stuff a little bit. There isn't actually an SD card slot on the box, but if you attach one through a USB, you can access it here. SMB devices and NFS devices, I don't know why, but clicking on these things would freeze up the system. And I cannot explain what happened there. Here I've connected up my computer, and UPnP looks for servers and things that are on a computer. So my laptop, my Toshiba laptop obviously, it sees my PlayOn server, my Plex server, and just the computer in general. What I was saying about settings that I like is that it's really easy to get into things. You have to do a setup ahead of time that's going to take you through downloading new firmware and just basic settings, wireless, things like that. But once you get into the system, it's very easy to get back to what you want to take a look at. So if I plug in a network cable, it's going to the Ethernet's going to turn blue. That'll be what's working. Right now it's set up on Wi-Fi, and we've got a strong Wi-Fi connection, so that's good. But here you can adjust things, like the basic look of things, and that's helpful. You can set up audio with a pass-through, like with a receiver, so you can get higher fidelity sound. Here you see user information. Obviously, time is self-explanatory. Advanced settings shows you where all of your actual Android guts are. Here you can set up timers, things like that. This has an OTA update. That's really mainly for people who are subscribers to the VidOn Pro service, which, like I said, you get when you buy the box. Feedback allows you to send logs. And under About, you can actually check a look at their forums. But taking a look at the forums starts to give you an idea of maybe some issues that might make this a tough sell right now. Because despite its $69 price, which is a really good price for for something that runs XBMC, this box has a lot of issues on pretty much everything else. You can't take too much credit for XBMC because somebody else developed that program. But on the other hand, this is an Android box. And if you look through the forums, you'll see issues like Netflix not showing video, or the fact that the remote itself does not have a cursor button or an air mouse capability. And I'll show you where that's a problem. Like if we jump into Netflix, you see apparently at some point someone was watching How to Train a Dragon 2. If I want to keep watching it, I'm pressing the buttons on the remote. I can't select it. I can't play. And that's because I can't use an arrow and put it on play now. I don't have an air mouse to select play now. That's going to be an issue. Sure, you can put an air mouse on it, but this doesn't ship with an air mouse. Here we're in Hulu Plus. Now we're able to do a little exploring here, but I'm unable to select an individual show. Now, oddly enough, sometimes you can, and that is really inconsistent. Sometimes you can actually navigate the menu and select things, but because it's acting glitchy right now, I can't demonstrate one of the issues that I've run across, which is it will play a video, but it won't, it will allow you to start a video. Let's see if we do a search real quick, see what we can find. Trying to get the Android keyboard to come up. Yeah, see? Now I'm having trouble just getting it to do much of anything in Hulu Plus other than cycle through. So that's going to, this is actually a very typical experience if you look at the forums. So that's an issue. Miracast, I've seen this work on some demonstrations with phones and tablets, which is nice. I can't mirror my computer to it. Other systems have been able to do that. I can't do that on this. This does, of course, have the Google Play Store, but again, what good is an Android app if you can't actually use it with the remote? If you're someone who doesn't mind hooking up an external keyboard, or you have an air mouse, this will work out better for you. But if you just need like a one-stop shop, that's where you're going to run into problems. Something that I'm actually really disappointed with is this. I showed you that you can find your servers on here. But when you actually access the menus, which are very easy to follow, you get nothing. Try try something else. We'll go into CBS's thing. With a normal Plex interface, you can easily do the same kinds of navigation, but in the end, you get to something you can actually watch. And yet, here we are, nothing. So, this is a problem. This does the same thing with the PlayOn server also. And oddly enough, even though PlayOn is like Plex in that you have to download a local server to a computer, you can't actually access PlayOn's server through the box. You would think that if they're going to put their name on it and their logo, that this would play nice the way that an iPad does or an Android device, but it doesn't. So overall, what I feel like they've done with this is given everybody a sort of a chance to test it for them and tell them what they like, what they don't like, and so that at some point maybe it's a good item. But at the moment, they have released a fairly incomplete product to the public, and I'm not real happy about that. On a final note, I do want to mention, yes, it has a browser, but just like with the rest of the Android environment, it will not work when you go to any of the websites for the most part because there's nothing to point with. You can go up and down here, but you can't select the videos. Just to belabor a point. But so overall, I think that this box is a lot of tweaking away from being honestly pretty cool. But as it is, it just doesn't really do the job other than XBMC. And if XBMC is the only thing that's really important to you, then it's all right. It's solid. But if you're looking for an Android experience or something that you can set up as a multifaceted media player, it just isn't that. So I hope that this video was helpful. There's actually more detailed information in our written review, which is connected to this through description. There's also some pictures of the VidOn player. It seems like a lot of people, their favorite thing about the VidOn player is what it looks like. It's pretty, but I'm not so concerned with surface issues like that. I hope this was good for you. For more information, check us out at www.thestreamingadvisor.com. Please subscribe to this channel and share the video. I'm Ryan Downey, the Streaming Advisor. Stream on, my friends.